It's time for another Worcester Railers signing ahead of the 2023-24 season. This time, it's a late addition to last year's roster who gets the call to come back full-time for the upcoming campaign. Adam Goodsir played in 10 games for the Railers last season, scoring 5 points across his first 3 games while coming off of his graduate season at Long Island University. Back for his first full season as a pro. Adam, welcome back to Worcester.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back.
Now, tell us, how's your offseason been going so far?
It's been good. It's just been a lot of family time, a bit of relaxing, working, and then starting to get back into skating and working out every day.
Now, you were telling me too, your family owns a steak and seafood restaurant. You've been working there in the off season.
Yeah, yeah. So I go in there 3 to 4 days a week and just try to honestly just learn the family business and learn the ins and outs of the restaurant business.
What's the best thing on the menu?
Um, I think my favorite. I don't. I've only gotten a few times, but it's a 36-ounce tomahawk ribeye. So it comes out on the bone.
Nice.
It's medium rare. It's phenomenal.
That sounds phenomenal. All right. Well, you're going to be eating like that. You got to be training somehow. What's your training regimen been like in the off season?
It's been good. I'm in East Lansing, and there's about 10 pro guys that are all back in town, and we're just skating over at Mun Ice Arena, which is where Michigan State plays out of. So skating there a few days a week, and then lifting with the strength and conditioning coach the other 2 days a week right now. So just kind of slowly getting back into it. Obviously, the season doesn't start for a while, so just trying to build into it. So I'm feeling mentally and physically good for the start of the season.
Now, are you able to disclose who are some of the guys that you've been training with?
Yeah, most of them are Michigan State guys that have signed professionally in either this past offseason or graduated ahead of me. The Krieger brothers, Christian and Cole, Krieger, Jagger, Joshua, Jared Rosberg, Zach Osborne. There's gonna be some more guys coming in later in the season, but it's a really good group of guys just to be skating with and be around on a daily basis from a training standpoint.
Now, Adam, the end of the 2022-23 season was such a whirlwind. I want to take the time here, help fans to get to know you a little bit better. Just tell us, how'd you start playing hockey?
I started to skate when I was about 2.5 to 3 years old, and my mom just wanted to put me in every sport and just have me try hockey, baseball, soccer, all the sports and see what I like the most. And growing up, we had season tickets to Michigan State hockey games. I remember going with my dad, and I loved just being right up against the glass watching it. And when I was in the learn to skate end, there on the other half of the ice, there was learn to play hockey. And every time the instructor would turn their back on me, I'd skate down to the other end and want to play hockey. And eventually, after like the second learn to skate, the instructor was like, "You should just put him in learn to play hockey. Like that's where he wants to be." So that's kind of how it all began. And then after that, just been playing my whole entire life.
And you didn't have any other family or anything who had played hockey prior?
My dad actually played. He was a walk-on at University of Michigan for 2 years. So he initially wasn't going to try to force me into hockey. He was kind of the mindset if he enjoys it and he likes to play it, I'll help coach him and support him. But originally it was my mom that got me into it.
Now, was there a little bit of infighting when he found out you were going to be going to Michigan State?
No, no, he moved to East Lansing after a second year, so he's been a Michigan State fan for a while.
There you go. Now, growing up, do you have any favorite hockey memories, either as a player or a fan?
Um, I think honestly, it really just going to Michigan State games when I was a little kid was always really fun. Just being from East Lansing and Friday and Saturday nights, if I wasn't playing hockey, my dad and I and maybe a few teammates, we would always go to the games and just be in that environment was always really fun. I don't know if I have a specific memory, but I'd just say growing up, my dad always coached me, and that was always just really special. And looking back on it now, just all the fun road trips that we had together, the time in the hotel, the time winning tournaments and that sort of stuff, just really fond memories.
Now, Adam, gearing the conversation here towards your conversation with head coach and general manager Jordan LaValle Smotherman. What was that conversation like to decide to come back to Worcester for this upcoming season?
Yeah, it was a really good conversation I had with Jordan. I think it's a really exciting time just for the organization as a whole. Obviously, bringing Bob on full time, I think is going to be awesome. And just talking to him about the group of guys that they have signed and working on signing, and just kind of the expectations for next season. I think last year ended obviously not the way we wanted to, and I think everyone kind of has a bitter taste in their mouth. And I think we're ready to come back, have a really good group of guys, just good people, off the ice as well as on the ice, but really have a big year next year.
Now, we're talking a bit about next year, but I want to hear a little bit about last year too. You got to play 10 games with the Railers at the end of last season, and you started off pretty hot, 5 points in your first 3 games. Just reflect on your first taste of the ECHL now that we're a couple months out.
Yeah, obviously it was, I mean, a dream come true just to sign a professional contract and be playing. I remember the first game, I was definitely pretty nervous, and just it's very different than college hockey. But I think just once the game started, I was like, okay, I've done this. I've played in hundreds of hockey games before, and just wanted to just go out there and just play my game, stick to what I know how to do and what I know how to do best, and just let my play talk for itself.
What was the shift like going from a cage to a visor when it came to playing the pro ranks?
Yeah, it was a little bit of an adjustment. I feel like maybe the first game was a little hesitant, but I feel like you just kind of get used to it.
Now, talking more about your time with Worcester so far in your stint towards the end of the season, any favorite memories that came along with spending time here in Worcester at the end of last season?
Um, I think it might have been game 3 or 4. We were playing against Maine, and coming back and getting a really big win on the road. That was obviously just like a really good team win and just like a fun hockey game to be in. Just a close game. It's always fun when you're down and you kind of start rallying and come back and obviously get the win. It just obviously that just feels extra good just to know that you worked a little bit harder than the other team did to get the outcome that you wanted.
I think that was the one at home, right? Right after the St. Patrick's Day game up in Maine.
I feel like it was there, but it might have been at home.
It could have been. It could have been there. I remember that whole weekend was a busy weekend for sure. Having
Yeah.
those Celtics not throwback, but those Celtic specialty jerseys was quite the sight on St. Patrick's Day. But yeah, I remember Coughlin as well having that hat trick on St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day. I think that was the game. Yep, you had 2 assists in that one. I remember.
Okay.
So now talking a bit more about next season as well. Just what's the excitement like for you getting ready to into your first full season as a pro?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, I think at the end of last year was just a good taste of what professional hockey is. But obviously, I know a full season is very different than just 10 games. But I'm looking forward just to getting back to playing games. Obviously, after a long summer, I'm really looking forward to that, and I think it'll just be a really good opportunity for me just to start my professional career and just hopefully have a really big summer that leads into a really big season for myself and the team.
Now, Adam, last question for you here. What can fans expect from you this coming season when they come down to watch you play at the DCU Center?
Well, I'm gonna work as hard as I can every single shift. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna be a physical presence, but I'm gonna shoot the puck, trying to put the puck through the goalie, and just try to have a knack for scoring goals right around the net and helping the team win some big games.
All right, Adam Goodsir signed for the 23-24 season. Adam, thanks for taking the time today, and we're looking forward to seeing you down at the DCU Center on opening night.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
All right, well, there's another signing for the 23-24 season for the Worcester Railers. There's going to be more to come on the Worcester Railers social media pages in the weeks and months to come, so be sure to follow along there as we reveal the 2023-24 roster coming up.